Well, hello everyone. This is Tim Brent, and welcome to my new channel. It is called the KC Sports Fan. I've been a Kansas City sports fan since I can remember, which is about 1969. As a little boy, I heard my first Kansas City Chiefs broadcast, and in 1970, I heard my first Kansas City Royals broadcast. So I have some 55 plus years of following both teams from just being a little tyke to being a grown adult. And now, I'm practically a senior citizen. You can notice the gray hair up here. Anyway, I just used to have a channel with my own name. I've split it up, and one of the channels is now the KC Sports Fan. The other channel is called the Bible Believer's Perspective. So if you would like, you can go ahead and subscribe to both. There's no fees whatsoever. I'm not monetized. I will not be monetized on the Bible Perspective channel, but maybe at some point on the sports channel, somebody will see fit that maybe I'm a good sportscaster, broadcaster, podcaster, whatever, and they'll throw some money my way, and I can become a millionaire, a jillionaire, or whatever. But anyway, today, or tonight actually, it is 8:15 or just after 8:20 now in the evening on August 24th of 2025. The Chiefs have just completed their 3 losses in preseason. Obviously, these games don't count to the regular season, and they're just looking at rookies and free agents and newly acquired people and people that may have missed last year to see what they could do for the team this year. And so we got a taste of what the most important thing is what Patrick Mahomes can do for the Kansas City Chiefs. The question is, what has he not done for the Kansas City Chiefs? And he's not been short of successful on just a few occasions, losing only several times in the playoffs and Super Bowls. So let's look at what the Chiefs did last year. They were 15-2, losing only on the road at Buffalo in what was still a close game in the fourth quarter. And then getting shut out at Denver, the last game of the season where none of the starters played really because they're getting ready for the playoffs. And then after that, we faced Houston at home and took care of business at home with them. And then the Buffalo Bills, who we lost to in the regular season at Buffalo, came a-calling to see who was going to go to the Super Bowl. And it seemed to come down to a little controversial call in the fourth quarter whether Buffalo made the first down or not on the measurement. They now have virtual measurement now. And so we'll see how that transpires this year. The Chiefs went on to hold off the Bills and go into their 3rd Super Bowl in a row. They're the only team that has had an opportunity to win back-to-back-to-back Super Bowls in a row. They would have three-peated. They would have been the first team ever to three-peat in the Super Bowl, but came up quite short in the first half for sure. Kind of won the second half in the fourth quarter, but when you don't cross midfield in the first half, you're probably not going to win the game. A little bit of controversy in that game is that a number of people, including myself, others I've talked to, think the Chiefs did not show up for a particular reason. So I'll just leave it at that, and you can go on to work your conspiracy theories. But the theory was that the Chiefs weren't trying to win the Super Bowl. Anyway, so that's said and done. I think this was also true of the playoff game against Cincinnati, where the Chiefs had a 21-0 lead at home. And had they won that game, they would have gone on to face the Rams in the Super Bowl. Now, this was the year after they had lost to Tampa Bay, COVID year, Super Bowl. And that game was at Tampa Bay. And the Chiefs didn't have much of an offensive line, and we lost 30-9. It was a little closer than that in the first half at 10-9. But Tampa pulled away in the second half. Calls were not going our way with the referees, that's for sure. And like they say, payback is a bitch. We had a couple of Super Bowls in 2 of the next 3 years, and they were back-to-back. So, of course, I said that the key for the Chiefs is Patrick Mahomes, his only playoff loss being to Tom Brady the first 2 times. One was the AFC Championship game here in Kansas City, and they came up just short in what essentially was Patrick's rookie year. The rookie year, he was just basically on the bench behind Alex Smith. Started the Denver game and played that, led us to a win. And then Alex Smith lost in the playoffs that year for us. Patrick started the next season, threw for 50 touchdowns and 5,000 yards, has not done that since. But maybe things turn around this year for him. But did go on to face Tom Brady in the AFC Championship, his first full season as starting quarterback, and lost in overtime to Tom Brady. But came back the next year. We won the Super Bowl against San Francisco and Miami. And then the next year, gosh, we're in the AFC Championship game again. Patrick, first 3 years, he starts as quarterback, AFC Championships. Won one, lost one, won a Super Bowl. Third year, he gets Joe Burrow at home. And gosh, this would have been 2 years we would have had to play the Super Bowl opponent in their own crib. Just thinking that the Chiefs didn't want to play at LA. Anyway, so that happened. But then we came back and lo and behold, another AFC Championship and another Super Bowl, and we won again, and I think took care of the Eagles that year. And then the next year, lo and behold, we go to another Super Bowl, and we win again, and took care of Frisco. And lo and behold, we made the Super Bowl last year, 15-2 regular season. That was our 9th consecutive AFC West championship, our 7th AFC championship. Our 7th AFC championship in a row, our 5th AFC championship victory, meaning we've gone to 5 Super Bowls in the last 6 years and have won 3 of them, losing last year to Philly. So obviously the key to the Chiefs is number 15, Patrick Mahomes. And he has been nothing short of spectacular. He has won all pros. He's won league MVPs. He's won Super Bowl MVPs, I think 3 times now, 2 league MVPs. He's probably got a few more trophies to put in that case on both of those. And provided he stays healthy and everything, barring major injury and stuff like that, he might have one of the best quarterback careers. He might eclipse Tom Brady someday in Super Bowl victories or get to where Brady's at. He's certainly on pace to outpass Brady in yards and touchdowns. And this year he has a new set of receivers, or receivers that have made it back from injury. One's drafted, and one we picked up late last year, free agents, and everything coming together for him. Maybe one of the best receiving rooms, even maybe beyond Tyreek Hill's days. So definitely the talent is there. The running backs look to be healthy. I think the whole offensive line is healthy, ready to go. We got a rookie in Josh Simmons, the left tackle, who was injured last year at Ohio State, would have been maybe the top tackle off the board. He fell to us, and we certainly snapped him up, and looks like he is ready to go. He's had a great training camp and a pretty good preseason to boot, and he's gone up against Chris Jones in practice and looked very good. So maybe that left tackle, the blind side of Patrick Mahomes, is taken care of. Joe Thuney's no longer at the left guard. Kingsley Samatiea was, I can't pronounce the guy. Kingsley, we'll call him Kingsley. He's at left guard, looks to be doing a solid job there. They've been running the ball very well in preseason. Of course, you got Creed Humphrey at center, Trey Smith at right guard, and Jawan Taylor still at right tackle, though a guy named Jalen Moore, who we acquired from San Francisco, is ready to take over either tackle should anybody get hurt or not perform. And he only backed up the best left tackle in the league. Then we've got some other guys there on the line that are backups, including Mike Caliendo and at guard. So we're looking pretty strong on the offense. Pacheco is back from injury. Broke his leg last year. I think it was week 2. Got back late in the season. Wasn't quite the same guy, but he looks quick this year. He doesn't look like he's chopping at the ground. Looks like he's making the cut and going. Looks like he's picked up his speed. Of course, we reacquired Kareem Hunt last year from free agency, and Kareem stepped in, did a great job the rest of the season carrying the ball. He should be in better shape than he was last season, has had the off-season workouts along with practices and more into the playbook. So he was looking good in the games, running the ball as well. He did drop a touchdown pass the other night, but we settled for a field goal. And then the rookie Brashard Smith, from SMU, is a very quick running back. He also is mostly in college played receiver and was turned into a running back last year for SMU. Had well over 1,000 yards and 15, 16 touchdowns. He also catches the ball very well, and he's very elusive. So that helps quite a bit. Then we signed Elijah Mitchell, another speedy running back from the 49ers, has had injury problems, but maybe he gets the Jerick McKinnon role. Brashard Smith can line up at receiver as well. He can also return. So the Chiefs have a lot of weapons there. The backup quarterback is now Gardner Minshew. Minshew started with the Jaguars. In fact, we injured their quarterback. Minshew had to come in and play against Mahomes and actually fared okay. We were just a better team at the time. They both came out in the same quarterback class, and I think Minshew might have won the Davey O'Brien Award for the biggest arm in college football at the time. Anyway, so we got him. We have Rashee Rice for the first 4 games, and then he will likely get suspended. After week 4, he'll go to New York and face the commissioner and principal of the league, Roger Goodell. And, of course, that was the car accident from a year and a half ago, and where some people were injured, and he obviously was very much in the wrong. So I would expect him to miss probably 6 to 8 weeks, somewhere in there. They may try to appeal it, but that seems about right. Could be as many as 10. I don't think he'll miss the rest of the season. He's obviously had to pay fines and court costs, and he's had to settle with the people he injured. So it's cost him a lot of money and a lot of grief. I hope the young man learned his lesson. Please don't race down highways. But we have Rashee Rice for the first 4 games and maybe the last 4 games, and then postseason. Xavier Worthy came on really strong last year after Rice got injured week 4 when Mahomes crashed into him. Mahomes made the typical dumb tackling move by not seeing what you hit. He put his head down and turned. He's lucky he didn't get a neck or head injury, but he buckled the knee of Rashee Rice, who missed the rest of the season. And that put the Chiefs at an offensive disadvantage because Hollywood Brown was injured in preseason on his first catch and didn't see the field until middle of December. So we were really hurting for receivers last year. But Rice, Worthy, and Hollywood are all going to start the season together in the first game, it looks like, barring any injury in practice. And then we got Juju Smith-Schuster came back last year to help out. We acquired Tyquan Thornton from New England. I don't know if he was cut by the team or if we had to give a draft pick or something, but a real speedy guy, a tall, lanky guy, kind of in the mold of MVS, but maybe a better player than MVS. And, of course, MVS had some nice catches in the playoffs and in Super Bowl to help us in the postseason. We also drafted my favorite receiver in the draft, Jalen Royals, who missed the last game with the Bears last night, or Friday night, I should say. He's got a little knee tendonitis, but hopefully we'll be ready to go at the start of the season. He's also a return man, but he looks like a version of Tyreek Hill in a way. When I looked at the tape in college, he's a little taller, but he catches everything like glue, and he can make people miss. He can take a slip screen and take it to the house. I would encourage you to look at the tape on Jalen Royals, who was out of Utah State. Look at his college tape. You'll see what I mean. I think he's got a great future here in Kansas City. And then we got Nico Remigio, who's a return man, but he's also been catching some balls when he's got the opportunity to play with the offense. So excited about that. Let's go on the tight end. Tight end room is, of course, one future Hall of Famer, Travis Kelce. And then Noah Gray is his backup. Again, hands of super glue. I think Kelce dropped a pass the other night he should have caught. We also acquired Robert Tonyan, a former Green Bay Packer, and I'm not sure. I think he might have played for the Vikings a little bit, somewhere else he played. But Tonyan was very good when he wasn't hurt. And it was a streaming tight end for you fantasy football geeks. I had him a year or two. But he's looked very good in preseason and in camp. So he's going to make the team. And then we've got Wiley. I forget his first name, but the kid we drafted from TCU, big tight end. He got some nice snaps the other night. He can block a little bit, big guy. He's kind of in the Travis Kelce mold. He missed last season due to an injury. He's put on IR, so he's back. And I think that's going to be your offensive quarterback, running back, receiver, and tight end. The O-line, of course, I mentioned Simmons the rookie will start left tackle. Kingsley will be inside at left guard. Humphrey at center. Trey Smith at right tackle. And Trey Smith at right guard. Jawan Taylor at right tackle. And then the backups will be Caliando, guard. Norzad, who plays center. C.J. Hansen, who plays guard. And Jalen Moore, who plays tackle. Now, the question is, will the Chiefs keep Wanya Morris? And this just depends on who they cut. I found 56 players I think they like to keep, but we got to cut 3 of them. Wanya may be on the bubble now that Jalen Moore is here. Of course, we'll have 3 special teamers in Harrison Butker, the kicker, Matt Ariza, the punter, and the other guy I've got on the bubble is James Winchester, who's the long snapper. Now, I don't know if Hunter Norzad can handle the long snaps or not. He's our backup center, or somebody else along the line could. But if they keep Winchester, they're going to have to cut somebody else. And that could be, one of them would be Wanya Morris. There's a couple defensive guys I'll get to in just a moment. But right now, I think Winchester will probably make the team. Morris might be the odd guy out. We'll see what happens. On the defensive side, the defensive line, George Karlaftis, Chris Jones, who will be a Hall of Famer, easy. Mike Pennell, Mike Dana, you got Charles Omenihu. You'll have Ashton Gelati, the rookie out of Louisville. You'll have Omar Norman Lott, the rookie out of Tennessee. And the Chiefs today just reacquired Derek Nottie from the New York Jets for a draft pick. And so he's back with the Chiefs. And I think that's going to put Jerry Tillery on the waiver wires. So the Chiefs will go with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably 8 D linemen. And I think the move to get Nottie will probably put Jerry Tillery, a former first-round pick of the Chargers, back out on the waiver wire. At linebacker, you'll have Drew Tranquill, Michael Bolton. Yeah, right. And Chenal. Tranquill, Bolton, Chenal will be your starting linebackers. The rookie Bassa, I think he played at Oregon. I forget his first name. Had a really good camp and everything. He's going to make the team easy. Cam Jones, Cochran, and Christensen will be the rest of the linebacking core. Now that's 7 linebackers. You could see a cut there, maybe with Christensen. I don't think they're going to cut Cam Jones, but we'll see. I still have Christensen making the team, though. I think they're going to go with 7 linebackers. You got to have guys for special teams and backups. So, a defensive back, a guy's keeping 9 there, and the 9 guys would be McDuffie, starting corner, obviously pretty good one. Jaden Hicks, Brian Cook at safeties. Christian Fulton, the new cornerback who played for the Chargers last year, was the guy who intercepted Mahomes' pass when Mahomes got rid of Rice for the season, so hopefully that won't reoccur. We got Jalen Watson, Chamari Connor, Noel Williams, the rookie from Cal, cornerback. Then you've got Josh Williams and Nazeeh Johnson. And I think the odd guy out here might be Mike Edwards, who we reacquired in the offseason. But I think he's a little slower. I think he's the guy that's going to go. So out of all the 56 names I actually listed for you, I think the cuts will probably be Wanya Morris, Jerry Tillery, and Mike Edwards will probably be will probably be the 3 veteran Chiefs that are cut. So, and then of course there's a lot of guys I didn't mention. I didn't mention Carson Steele because I think they're going to go with just the 4 running backs. Steele would maybe somebody would make the practice squad. Obviously, Wanya Morris and some others that they cut will probably make the practice squad. So we'll just see what happens. There's a kid named Knowles who had a really good game yesterday or Friday against the Bears, and I think he will be retained for the practice squad. And other guys, obviously, I didn't mention because they got 90-some players on the roster. But the cut downs, I think, come Tuesday afternoon, about 3, 4 o'clock. And we'll actually know for sure, barring any other injuries or anything else, or maybe a trade. Maybe the Chiefs trade for somebody or see somebody on the waiver wire, like a Shiloh Sanders who was cut by Tampa Bay today. That's one of Deion's kids. He's a defensive back, so maybe the Chiefs might have some interest in him just because of the genetics there. I don't know. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. So that kind of sets the roster for the Chiefs. We know that Mahomes is the key, and keeping him healthy and safe is the big key. We think we got the offensive line guys to do it now with Kingsley and Simmons on the left side and Standard on the center and through the right side. I think we're pretty good. So that being said, let's look at how the Chiefs can improve. How will the Chiefs improve? What was their record last year? Anybody know? That's right, 15-2, only losing at Buffalo in the middle of the season and then losing at Denver the last game when we held the starters out. 15-2 is awful hard to improve upon. You can only go to 16-1 or 17-0. So I don't know that they're going to improve on 15-2. They could if everybody stays healthy. Injuries are minor. You don't have any Mahomes and top receivers and running backs don't miss a lot of time. The line stays intact. But obviously injuries can happen any play, and who knows what could happen. So, but barring major injuries to key positions, they should have a pretty good run again. Now, we do have a difficult schedule, and it's early and often. Schedule lightens up maybe towards the end a little bit, but we're going to look at who we're going to play here. But let me remind you, you got Big Red as the coach. Andy Reid is the best coach active in the NFL. He ranks right up there really with almost with Belichick now, Tom Landry, Chuck Noll. He's like number 4 overall in wins. And I don't know how many more years he's going to coach, but if he coaches another 5 or 6 years, he's going to have the most wins. The Chiefs have the most wins of anybody over the last 5 or 6 years. And when you're king of the hill, somebody's got to knock you off. And as long as King Patrick is on top of the hill and healthy and ready to go, it's going to be awful hard to knock him off. He's kind of like, Tom Brady in a way, but actually has better stats at the same juncture of their careers at the same age. So improving on 15-2 will be quite difficult. That means you can only lose one game in the regular season. And then you won the AFC Championship the last 9 years in a row. You can't improve on that other than you're going to have to win it for a 10th year in a row. And Denver and the Chargers and the Raiders have all gotten better this offseason. And we won 2 games last year, 19-17 in back-to-back weeks over the Raiders and the Chargers. And we had a lot of close games last year. And the Chiefs have like the record for the most one-score wins in a row. And that will probably continue for a little while too. They're going to have a lot of one-score wins. But that happens. Hopefully this year, the offense will throw the ball a little more down the field. The receivers will stay healthy. Mahomes will have more time, and the offense will click better, and it will score more than 30 points or more in more than one game. I think we got one game last year that got to 30. Was at Carolina. We just didn't have too many 30-point scores last year for the offense. So the defense seems to be fairly good. Spagnuolo is a very good coach there. Matt Nagy on the offensive side. So this team is very well coached, and you got veteran players. Need I remind you that the last 3 draft classes from 2022 to 2024, all of those guys who were drafted the 3 years before the 25 draft have been to the Super Bowl every year they played in the NFL. We've got guys on the team been in the last 3 Super Bowls or last 2 Super Bowls or last year. So the last 3 years of draft classes have all been to the Super Bowl. That's all they know. AFC championships, lots of wins, and Super Bowls. That's all they know. But that's also good experience. It's what other teams don't have. Other teams don't have Patrick Mahomes. Now Lamar Jackson's a nice player. Josh Allen's a nice player. Jalen Daniels, a rookie last year, really nice. We'll get to see him. So a lot of good quarterbacks out there. Jalen Hurts, won the Super Bowl last year with Philly, played really well all season long. And I knew he was talented when he came out. I thought we should have drafted him as a backup to Patrick. Just think the Eagles wouldn't have had him. But anyway, that's beyond the point. But there's a lot of good quarterbacks in the league. But one of them's the king of the hill right now, and that's Patrick Mahomes. And as long as he's healthy and ready to go, and we keep our health, and this team's going to be hard to beat. I know the other teams have gotten better. The Raiders have even gotten better. They got Pete Carroll as their head coach. They brought over Geno Smith from Seattle as well. They drafted a young running back in Ashton Jeanty, one of the top runner in college football last year. So all these teams are going to be tougher, but even the Chiefs have improved. Don't forget the Chiefs have improved. Rashee Rice is back now. He may only end up playing half the season, but that's more than he played last year, and we should have him into the playoffs. Xavier Worthy's got a year of experience behind him. Hopefully we can keep Hollywood Brown healthy this year. Juju's back. Tyquan Thornton looks like he's going to be good. Jalen Royals, I think he's going to be good. Pacheco's back. Hunt's going to have a better season than last year. I think with the offensive line and back in the swing of things with the Chiefs, I'm real excited about Brashard Smith. I saw his college tape, and we'll see what Elijah Mitchell can do. The offensive line looks solid. We've got two left tackles in Simmons and Jalen Moore now. Either one could start. Looks like Simmons is going to be the man. He might be an all-pro and a future Hall of Famer. They're kind of look at him that way. Butker's back. Ariza's improved his punting game. The whole defense is really back. I don't think we lost anybody this offseason that really, really mattered to us. So you might say Justin Reed, the safety, but I think Jaden Hicks and Brian Cook are going to do a fantastic job back there. And Noah Williams, the rookie. So I think they're going to be just fine. We just didn't have a lot of attrition. We've added a lot of nice pieces. I think we took care of our left tackle position. And this team's just going to keep rolling and rolling. So 9 consecutive AFC West championships, trying to make it 10 this year, 7 consecutive AFC championship appearances, and won 5 times to go to 5 Super Bowls and won 3 Super Bowls. That is just a tremendous history for Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. And I look for it to continue, but it's going to be awfully difficult to get a regular season record tougher than or better than 15-2. And we're going to go through the schedule now and see what the Chiefs are facing. And I'll get this thing going here. So 2 weeks from this past Friday, September 5th, 7 o'clock Central, the Chiefs and the Chargers kick off the season down in Sao Paulo, Brazil. This is the game that the Philadelphia Eagles and Detroit Lions played last year. And, of course, Philly went on to win the Super Bowl against us, and Detroit went into the playoffs. They won their division. They're a very good team, and we're going to see them too. But we'll have the Chargers first up, and they're always a tough match for us. This is actually a home game for the L.A. Chargers. I keep wanting to call them San Diego, but that's just me growing up. But this is considered a home game for the L.A. Chargers. And, again, that's not this Friday, but the next Friday, September 5th, after Labor Day. So look for the Chiefs to win that game. Well, then we got a Sunday game at 3:25 on September 14th. Get a couple extra days off coming back from Brazil because it's a Friday game, and they'll probably need it for the jet lag. But the world champion Philadelphia Eagles come calling to Arrowhead. And if you remember when the Chiefs beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl, they came to Arrowhead and beat us, but just barely. The Chiefs, provided they stay healthy on the offensive line, should be a better match than what it was in the Super Bowl. It will probably be a tight game, and one I would say right now is too close to call. We'll see what the Eagles have. They lost their backup quarterback, Tyler McKee, to a broken wrist and signed quarterback, Sam Howard former Redskins quarterback, Sam Howard, signed with the Eagles today. But that'll be a tight game. Chiefs and Eagles could be a loss for the Chiefs. I want to say they're going to win their home opener, and they're going to pay back Philly. And payback's always a bitch, so hopefully we get Philly the bitch, and my friend Anthony will be upset because he's from Philly. Okay, week 3, the Chiefs travel to the New York Giants. And Giants quarterback is one Russ Wilson, who I thought the Chiefs should have drafted in 2009, but what do I know? But the Chiefs will come calling on the Giants, and that's a Sunday night game in the Meadowlands. And the Chiefs should handle the Giants. Week 4, a tough game. The Ravens come here on September 28th. That's an afternoon game, 3:25. And, of course, the Ravens think they're better than the Chiefs, but still cannot beat the Chiefs because they lost at home in the AFC Championship a couple of years ago to us, right? So that's what we have there. The Ravens come in on September 28th, and that is week 4. Week 5, the Chiefs travel to Jacksonville. We don't seem to have too many problems with the Jags. We play of course, we play the AFC West twice. We play the NFC East this year for the NFC opponents, and we play the AFC South division this year. And then on week 6, the Detroit Lions come calling, and the October 6th game looks, I don't know if that's a Monday or not, because I know 6 days. Anyway, we play the Lions on October the 12th. I'm not sure. It's got to be a Sunday because everything almost lines up. Yeah, that's a Sunday night game. Lions come here on a Sunday night. That'll be a good game. And it'll be a tight game. I think the Chiefs, again, payback's a bitch. They beat us by a point a couple of years ago. We lost on that interception tip. And we don't have that player anymore. I'm not even going to mention his name. The next week, week 7, the Raiders come calling for a noon game on Sunday. And the Raiders, for some reason, always play us tough here. And that's Pete Carroll coming to town and Geno Smith coming to town. And we'll see that new running back, Ashton Jeanty. We should handle the Raiders. The next week, doesn't get any easier, though. The Commanders come in town, and that's a Monday night game. Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin. They just traded Brian Robinson to the 49ers, the running back, so I'm not sure who the running back is. I'm going to have to look that up for fantasy football. But anyway, October 27th, right before Halloween, the Washington Commanders come to town. Then, on November 2nd, on Sunday, we're going to go visit the Buffalo Bills. This will be the last game for the Chiefs at Buffalo in Highmark Stadium, and unless they meet each other in the playoffs in Highmark Stadium. But hopefully the Chiefs will have the 1 seed. But you can see this. The schedule is not the easiest. And was that week 9? Let me get back here. Yeah, that's week 9. So the first 9 weeks, the Chargers, the Eagles, the Giants, the Ravens, the Jags, the Lions, the Raiders, the Commanders, and the Bills. The easiest games should be the Giants, the Jaguars, and maybe the Raiders, and maybe the Chargers. The difficult games will be the Eagles, the Ravens, the Lions, and the Commanders, and then the Bills. We have 5 very difficult games in the first 9 weeks. And if you want to make that 6 and 10, we go to Denver week 11 because we have a bye week 10. But week 11, November 16th, we go to Denver. So in the first 10 games, Broncos, Bills, Lions, Ravens, Eagles. I mean, not the easiest schedule. Okay. However, on November, they've got 2 dates here. I don't know why. It's got to be the 23rd. I don't know why they got the 25th here. November 23rd, it's a Sunday noon game. The Colts come to Kansas City. Should be an easier game. Gosh, I would hope so. And then on Thanksgiving, we go play the Cowboys in Dallas just a few days later. So, uh, and of course, they should have Dak Prescott. Hopefully, he'll still be healthy then. And CD Lamb, and they got George Pickens now. So they've got some good receivers down in Dallas. Got a good tight end down there, too. That'll be a challenge for us. And the Chiefs have a hard time winning down there. So that'll be interesting. Then we get the other Texas team. The Texans come to the Chiefs December 7th. And the Chargers come calling on the 14th of December. And the Chiefs go to the Titans on the 21st of December. And then 4 days later, just like at Thanksgiving, we get a Christmas game back at Kansas City, and the Broncos come calling. So we're not going to roll over for the Ponies this year. Obviously, that will not happen because that game will probably still be important. And then the Chiefs will finish at Las Vegas on January the 4th and probably rest the starters. And we might actually give the Raiders a home victory then because we may not need that game. But if we need that game, we're going to pound them into the turf. And we'll probably have more fans there than they will. So that gives you a look at the Chiefs' schedule. So some tough games there. I'm going to say the Chiefs will be no worse than 13-4. They could be better. We'll see how the injuries go and everything else, but there's just so many tough games there, and they've got a little bit of a baton death march early in the season, getting the Eagles and Ravens and Lions and Commanders every other week, and then the Broncos after that. So those are 5 games every other week that are tough, and you could easily lose 1, if not 2, in that tenure. And then after that, maybe 1 the rest of the way. So, and there's always a not, and then the last game of the year. So maybe they'll have 4 losses. I think should be the max unless something goes drastically wrong. And other than that, I think we should be pretty good. So anything short of winning the AFC West and going to the AFC Championship and winning the AFC Championship and going to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl, anything else less than winning a Super Bowl this year is not a step forward. And I think you can understand why, but we have a pretty high bar here. We've been to 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls, and we'll have won 3 of them. And I think we're going to start another roll this year, and maybe we'll win the next 3 Super Bowls and be the first team to three-peat. And that would certainly be nice. That would give us 6, and Patrick would be 1 short of Tom Brady. But we shall see. Thanks for joining me on the KC Sports Fan. I'm Tim Brent. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Tell others about it. And if you want to send me money, please do so. My email is timbrent2025@gmail.com, TIMBRENT 2025@gmail.com. You can send me a note there if you like the video, didn't like the video, give me some suggestions, tell me your thoughts on the Chiefs, and I will also cover the Kansas City Royals. I've covered the Chiefs and Royals on this channel. I've been watching a lot of Royals baseball, and they are certainly in the wild card picture. So we'll get to the Royals on the next video. And again, this is the Chiefs upcoming season video, the forecast for the Chiefs. So I'm going to say 13-4 or better, another AFC West title, another AFC Championship appearance, and I like them going to the Super Bowl and maybe winning a rubber match against Philly. Let's get Philly 2 out of 3. All right, guys, thanks for joining me, and have a great day.